seminar. Madami din. Actually, there's a lot of familiar faces. Si James, long hair pa rin. Mas humahaba pa. So, during the last seminar, I told you about ABS. It's actually one of my top 10 stocks. From 24, unexpectedly, it's now 40. So, I'm going to tell you about that later. Now, before anything else, as you all know, the title of my presentation is Bull Run or Bullshit. So, ngayong month pa lang, we've already made it above 6,000. And it's been very bullish for the past months. So, considering this fact, it is inevitable that we might face a near correction sometime in the future, in the next months probably. So, are we still bullish? Well, on a long-term basis, I say we still are. So, as John Mangun said, he's looking at 6,900 in 13 to 14 months. I'm looking at the same, almost the same. Pero within that period, we could fall for medyo malalim siguro in the next couple months. So, is it still safe to buy now? Considering that yung taas ng market natin. So, next. So, what does breaking through 6,000 imply? Number one, it shows bullishness of our local market, which is good. Number two, it entices more people to invest. Ito very critical sa akin yung number two, why? Filipinos, especially if you don't know about something, narinig lang natin sa friend natin, uy bro, taas na market ngayon. Dapat bumili tayo ngayon. So, the tendency is, as the hype or as the news spread, as media spreads, talks about the bullishness of the market, more people would tend to buy, would tend to actually invest in our market. And it does not only apply to Filipinos. It also applies to number three, foreign investors, which is a good thing. If you think about it, it's a very good thing. And number four, air of positivity and contentment circulating among traders and investors. During 2008, when the market crashed, a lot of people lost money. And at the same time, a lot of investors decided to quit. Nawala na nagana eh, kasi they lost money. But in our case today, it's the other way around. People tend to invest more, considering na, dahil nga dun sa media play na, hey, we're very bullish, we're going to make new highs. Imagine, during January, how many new highs every day occurred. Every day, laging new record, new record, new record. Konting correction, new record. So, people are very happy. So, sino kumita dito in the last 2 months? I assume marami.
Sara, CPG.
Si trillionaire. Dadagdagan yung trillions niya.
CPG.
So, most investors and traders in the past months are very happy. So this is good. This is good for us. Everyone's happy. And really wants you to be happy. So, anyway, moving on. Now, what I'm going to present to you are my top categories. Top 3 categories, which are mining, same with Mangon, and although yung sa akin, kasama yung oil, gaming and leisure, I will explain why later. And number 3, industrial. When I say industrial, mga construction, energy, why? We're bullish eh. Our economy is growing. We're becoming the new darling of Asia. And the tendency is, if you become a darling, if people expect your economy to rise, we our uh, our country is being pressured to make new developments. Why does Ba't kaya nasabi ni John Mango na mag-rebound ang mining this year? And ba't ko nasasabi to? Number one, on mining. As currencies and economies all over the world fall flat, people tend to invest on the so-called precious metals. In the last seminar, somebody presented about trading gold, trading silver. The thing is, when currencies fall, let's say 2008, financial crisis, when there are things like this, ang mindset ng tao, naku, pabagsak na yung halaga ng pera ko, lilipat ako sa gold. That's the first thing that comes to their mind. If not gold, lilipat ako sa silver. Why? Because currency is just an idea. As to gold, it's actually there. So, kumbaga, eto talaga yung may value. So, how does it affect our mining sector? Naapektuhan tayo since, as producers, kapag tumataas ang value ng gold, we are heavily affected. And as you may know, there are a lot of mining companies there in the Philippines. So, to name a few later, I'm going to name 2 specific mining companies na favorite ko. Number 2, I've already explained this. Gold et al., etc. When I say et al., parang yung ibang precious metals. Gold specifically is expected to break through $2,000 per ounce this year, after having a deep correction in the latter part. This is simple technical analysis, meaning, as I said last time, everything that falls, it needs to go up, and everything that goes up needs to fall. On oil, as you may know, tensions still are rising in the Middle East. So, ito naman basic demand supply, law of demand and supply. The lesser supply, the higher the demand. And when demand is high while supply is low, the tendency is prices will rise. So these are just basic analysis. This is not really technical. To put it simply, that's it. Now, let's go to the stocks na I want to discuss with you. On mining. Number 1 is Lepanto. So I'm speaking both for LC and LCB. Last December, or first week of December, Lepanto went as low as 0.88. Very good price. Kumbaga, actually when it fell below 1 peso, talagang tinambakan ko yun. Kasi I knew it's going to rebound and go back above 1 peso. Pero, where is it now? Don't press it. This is December 31. First week of December, 0.88. December 31, it already rebounded and played sideways around 1 peso. But now, where is it now, Floyd?
1.15? 16?
Just yesterday, it's already at 1.15. Now, imagine the uptrend from 0.88. That's already 30%. Pero, as you can see, it's starting to correct after a long uptrend in the past weeks. It's going to correct probably around 1.10. If that level holds, you can consider buying at 1.10. Kasi I'm going to tell you later my year-end target of all these 10 stocks. So, right now, I'm just showing you yung mga where it is and where it could, kung nasa na siya ngayon. So, if this corrects or holds at least to 1.10, you may consider buying this stock. So, Lepanto, bakit ko ba gustong-gusto to? last year, or was it in 2011, it went as high, 3 times it went as high as 1.8. So, from then on, bumagsak na siya ng bumagsak. Pakonti-konti. Sobrang pakonti-konti. Pero when it fell to 0.88, actually, when it fell below 1 peso, and if you would look at the support at the support level, you would know that it would hold there, or at least near that price. And when it rebounded in the last month, going as high as 1 peso, I was confident na hindi na siya babagsak ng 1 peso pa. Siguro after 5 years na ulit. So, at this level, on a long-term note, you may consider buying Lepanto. So, bakit ba nahihirapan yung mining natin ngayon? Number one is political. We are heavily affected by the mining law of our government. Kasi mining corporations couldn't have, they're having a hard time with their operation because of the variations dun sa law natin. That's why, as John Mangun said, because of that, bumabagsak yung mining. It couldn't go, Lepanto, people said it would break 2 pesos last year, pero it didn't. Dahil nga dito. So, what John Mangun is saying na mining is where he wants it to be, it means that it's at a price. It's at a certain point something. I forgot. I was able to get at 13, pero I didn't mind. I didn't mind buying it at 13. So when that happened, December 31, year end, umakyat na siya, like 50 na. And I said, aakyat pa to. So where is it now?
Somewhere, wait.